What's up peeps, it's your boy CJ, and today we're gonna review the Vstelle Apostle. Full disclosure, Vstelle did send both of these over, but they do not have any say whatsoever over the review, so let's get it. Alright, let's get the boring stuff out of the way. We have a case size of 42mm, thickness of 12.6. We got a lug width of 20mm, which is nice. Lug to lug of 50, tad big. We got 100 meters water resistance, features a Miyota 8215 movement inside. The loom is unknown, crystal is a dome sapphire, and then we got a quick release Horween leather strap, all in the package of $313 US. Alright, so how does it wear? So pretty comfortably on my 7-inch wrist. Lugs slope aggressively, making the 50mm lug to lug feel less prominent. Has a 12.8mm height. While a tad high for the style of watch, I do think it sits on the wrist flush enough. Clean and minimal is the name of the game with this one, and I believe it will do well in most situations. Alright, so features: lovely textured dial. While not sunburst of any kind, I do find textured dials play with the light in a unique way with all that grain. Slope rehort featuring a minute track in the same matching color as the second-hand and Apostle text, making for a visual cool touch. Minimal dial text showcasing the Vstelle logo, Apostle name, as well as automatic in very tiny font, the water resistance. A small date window at 6 matching the size of the numerals, all giving a nice minimal touch to the dial. Speaking of the Vstelle logo, it's done in this polished chrome look, along with the cardinal indices at 12, 3, 6, and 9, but printed in white on the black model. Hands featured this boxy shape, loom inside, and a hard vertical brushing, which I love. The case is a mixture of horizontal and vertical brushing, with the tiniest polished section below the bezel and above the case back, giving the watch some dimension. Exhibition case back showing that Miyota movement inside, a visual touch. For the crown, we got a large, almost long crown protruding 4mm out of the case at 3, while great 2-band aggressive knurling along the crown, and unfortunately unsigned. The strap is this soft Horween leather, signed and featured quick release pins for easy strap change. It's supple and just easy on the wrist. Lastly, the strap also features a brushed sign buckle with an industrial shape, which I think is a cool touch. Okay, legibility and loom. The watch has great legibility. This is made clear due to the minimal design language and the hands being large enough to read very quickly, coupled with those cardinal points at 12, 3, 6, and 9, and the legibility is a treat. Loom, in all honesty, it's pretty bad. I'll always take loom over none at all, but in truth, it fades far too quickly. Alright, pros and cons. So I'll start off with, it's just a tad too large. We got 50mm lug to lug, which for a minimal look, I feel like it doesn't do the watch justice the way they intended. The next is loom. It's pretty bad, and I feel like they've done such a good job at nailing almost every other point. I don't see why they slouched when it came to the loom in this particular example. The next is it's too plain. Now, a minimal watch is going to have that almost, some could say, boring look, but in all honesty, as much as I enjoy the texture and the design elements on this watch, I feel like they could have done with some dimension, some layers, maybe some depth on the dial would have given it a bit more of a visual interest. Again, on that dimensionality, the lack of polish I feel hurts the case. There's too much brushing going on, lending too much of an industrial look to a watch that is going to be used in almost every situation other than a beater and a real dress watch. So I feel like it could have helped having just a tad bit more polish. And then the crown, it's just too long. It almost protrudes and kind of looks out of place, you know? I feel like it could have been better, and it could have been a bit more supple. Maybe some crown guards along the side to sort of go with the K shape. I don't know, but the crown looks a bit odd on the actual watch itself. And then the last con would be the price. I feel like at $313, you could get quite a bit more out there when it comes to a quality watch. I feel like this price point would have been perfect at like 200, maybe 250 at max. I feel like that would have been ideal. All right, now the pros. Legibility is key here. Like, I'm all about legibility, and I feel like these sort of boxy hands plus those cardinals make for extreme legibility. Maybe not extreme, but it's very legible. You look down, you tell the time, there's no issues, it's quick, it's easy, it's perfect. The next would be the design and the choice of the design elements. It feels like there was a lot of decision here. There was a lot of thought. It wasn't just let's be a cash grab and just make a minimal watch like a lot of the modern brands seem to do. I feel like the way the actual minute hand brushes just at the tip of the 5-minute markers, the fact that the cardinal indices match the logo in that sort of polished look, it just feels balanced. It feels thought after. You know, I really feel like they nailed this watch, and they should be proud, especially for a first watch. I really like the design choices here. Now, I know I said a lot of negatives about the crown protruding so much, but part of the sort of positive out of that is the fact that it's easy to grab, it's easy to use, it winds really well, it feels good in hand. So the crown is a major pro while also having that visual con at the same time. So big marks on the crown for me. I just wish it was signed. And then lastly, the strap. Now, I've dealt with Horween before, the leather, and it is a supple, I should say, soft leather. It feels good, but on this watch, it's strange. It's somewhat, I don't know how to describe it. It almost feels as if it's like synthetic in a strange way. It's clearly leather. There's no doubt about it. But because of how soft it feels, maybe there's some type of treatment that they put on it or something of the sort. But it's a major positive, because once you put it on, it's unbelievably soft. So really good when it comes to the actual strap itself. And then lastly, it's just an overall great watch. I feel like this is going to be perfect for any type of person who's new to watches. They want an automatic watch that's going to be able to handle everyday sort of use when it comes to like school, university, you know, working at the office, that sort of thing. This watch just really kills it. It surprised me because I tend to wear the black one at work quite a lot. It's minimal, it's supple, it just works. It fits almost every situation. So major marks. All right, there you got it. The Vstelle Apostle. Very cool watch, very everyday like. It's not perfect by any means, but I do feel like it's quite a banger for a first move when it comes to the brand. Do check them out. I'll be putting links down below as usual. Do subscribe if you enjoyed the video. If you've made it thus far, much appreciated. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, and don't forget to watch out.